what are you doing down here? Did I not see you before? Oh, you're so Portuguese.
Hello everyone, my name is Markiplier. I am a fish.
Hello, everybody. My name is Slime Boss, and welcome to the Crazy Cat Podcast, an indie podcast that you guys suggested en masse. And I saw that Young Pug watched it, and he said it was really good. I'm really eager to see what's up. And today we're going to be talking about Markiplier's brand new movie, Iron Lung. I'm here with this guy.
Hi.
Hello.
I watched Iron Lung. Hello everyone. My name is Young Bug, and welcome to the Iron Lung podcast. And I'm here with Slime Boss.
Okay. So I am actually like a late Markiplier fan. I've grew up watching PewDiePie and Jack, but I didn't start watching Mark until probably at or after I had met you, surprisingly. So I haven't been watching Mark for quite that long of a time. And crazy enough, this game came out only like 2 or 3 years ago, and so I'm very surprised that he even like thought to make a movie of it. Not to mention, if you've actually watched him play the game, which a lot of people have, there's nothing to make a movie out of. What is your opinion on the game?
Honestly, it's pretty simple. I rewatched it, and after doing that, I was like, this guy really made a movie out of this.
Yeah, it's again. I didn't. I watched it after the movie just to get the context of like what the game was, and like I sort of understood like there's the horror element and the isolation part, but like as someone that's a creative myself, I would not understand how the hell he got like what it was like a 2 hour runtime out of that shit. Obviously, he had to add a lot more context, which is kind of implied by the game, which in my opinion doesn't ruin the game because like obviously he went back up to the surface, talked to other people, so there were other people in the film, which is not in the game
Hmm.
at all. So I think it adds like a little bit more context that you would feel like would be there anyway, because there is one voice that does talk to you, and it's the same voice that's in the movie. Um, so and again, the game is very simple. It's not even like a full game. It's like an indie tech demo, basically. So anything else about the game before we dive into like Markiplier's version?
No, not really.
Yeah, it's an incredibly simple game. So, hopping into the movie though, the movie is it's quite insane if you think about it, because it starts off in the Iron Lung and bro is already going down, very much similar to how the game goes, and you're not given any context. You're just given, oh, Markiplier's here, and he needs,
Markiplier's
yeah,
here,
and
and his name is Simon.
yeah.
They don't
So
even know his name is Simon.
I wanted to talk about his character because he is the one of three characters that ever show up on screen, but there are a total of five characters in the movie. There's him, there's the lady with one eye, there's the tech guy that was working on the ship, and then there's the voice that he hears in his head, and then the monster itself. So there's technically five characters in the movie, and I guess two side characters. There's like two people in the background, I believe. Um, and so
Hmm.
I wanted to talk about, because Markiplier is the only character that you see on the screen for a long duration of time, obviously just because of the way that the movie is set up. And unfortunately, I could not see Markiplier. And I feel like part of that slightly ruined the movie for me, only because I have seen Edge of Sleep, and he did an excellent job in Edge of Sleep. And I think that's only because there was more to it. There was more settings. There was a lot more of a story going on. Whereas with Iron Lung, it was very isolated, very contained within the Iron Lung, which again is the purpose of the movie. But because of this, and because we were pretty much only zoomed in on Mark's face 90% of the time, it just I was starting to see Markiplier instead of Mark Fischbach, you know? Like
Hmm.
I wasn't able to see him as Simon for some reason.
Like a lot of the parts that were acted like him yelling and screaming. I'm like, this is Mark yelling and screaming.
Yeah, because like he starts freaking out and having anxiety attacks in Edge of Sleep as well, which I recommend that you check that out as well if you haven't, or if you enjoyed Iron Lung and haven't seen that. It's free on Tubi, so you can watch it for free. Um, but there was times where bro was like, "Oh fuck that," and I was like, it was like he's doing a let's play right now. Like it was like it took me out of the movie so bad, and I was the only one that was like laughing to myself because it was so funny. Uh, and it's just because like his cadence when he gets angry, I don't know why.
It's just classic Mark whenever he gets angry. Doesn't even matter if he's trying to act or not. It's just him.
Yeah. But I mean, again, that's not putting him down as an actor because again, Edge of Sleep does prove, and as well as a heist and in space and a date with, he is a great actor. And regardless, period, he's a great creator. He's a great actor. So that's not taking away from his skill. It's just because of the unfortunate circumstance of what the movie is that it kind of draws out him. You know.
Hmm.
So anyways, I'm gonna kind of let you take over for a little bit, just because you have more experience with Markiplier. Um, and so, what are your feelings on this movie? Any specific points that we want to talk about?
Okay. I liked how it was. I don't know how to describe it. It's a type of like horror theme that they went for. What is it called?
Isolation,
It's not like horror, isolation, or
thriller.
it's another. Not really thriller. It's more like you said, isolation type horror movie that really got me interested in that type of movie. And I knew going into this movie that a lot of people were not going to like this movie, and a lot of people were, just based on what kind of movie it was going to be. And I noticed in the crowd that a lot of people were like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, what kind of movie is this?" And like, if you didn't watch the Let's Play and like understand what kind of game that this movie is based off of, you're not really gonna get what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I mean, to be
Like,
fair though, if you did like, I watched the Let's Play afterwards, and like I kind of knew what to expect with it, mostly because of like how like I've never even heard of the game until he said he was making a movie about it. So it's more about like because again, the game and the movie are a very specific idea of, and again, it's all about the isolation, right? Whereas there is almost nothing scary about the game, zero. Like nothing happens. It has some weird sounds here or there, and then there's a jump scare at the very end. But it is a very unique game in that way. But if you watch the movie, you're still able to get this same experience that like. Obviously, you're not physically like moving the ship and stuff, which adds to that extra element of gameplay because there needs to be a little bit of gameplay in the game. Um,
mhm,
but the core idea of what you get out of it, out of the game, is the same that you'll get out of the movie because Markiplier was able to execute it in such a way that you walk out of the theater feeling the same way that you felt after you finish the game because adds that sense of mystery, that sense of intrigue, the edge of your seat, like at the by the end of the film, like yes, unfortunately I did see Markiplier instead of Simon, but I was still invested in this character arc that he was going through, figuring out the bits and pieces of his lore over the course of the movie, and then coming to the end where even though he just wanted survival and to survive, he did it for the betterment of humanity and society, right? And so there was, you still walk out of the theater of like what the fuck just happened, but still like you still have felt the same emotions that you would have got playing the game as well.
mhm,
Because again, there's not very much to go off of, and yet he had to create this character of Simon to sort of ground it a little bit and be like, okay, who is this protagonist that we're following and whatnot. And it is a plot point in the game as well. It's the fallout of the something plant. I can't remember, but allegedly someone blew it up and it was like the last surviving thing, right? And so he just took that, made a character based on that one specific line, and just ran with it. And so you don't need Simon's full backstory to understand like that he didn't do anything wrong and that he just wants to live. But instead he realized what he had to do, to fuck with uh the high society or whatever the fuck it's called, Eden or whatever, like to fuck with
Hmm.
them. Like, this is about humanity at this point. It's to fuck with them and to fuck with his life, because that is all that matters. And that is an element that was added to the movie. That's not really what you got in the game, but you still come out with the same emotions, in my opinion.
And it's kind of sad how humanity was pretty much at the brink of extinction in the
Yeah,
game. It's
yeah,
like the last dying stars were already out, going out, and everything. It just seemed really sad.
yeah.
And even in the end, he sympathized for humanity and pretty much sacrificed himself to
Yeah,
even leave behind a bit of like hope.
it's just crazy because his whole life, like, he's just been led to believe that people fucking suck, because not only was he being mistreated by Eden or the army or whatever the fuck, but also his own brothers, like people that he thought he was in close quarters with, basically framed him and like broke his trust, and so he had nothing left to live for. And so the monster was able to manipulate him in such a way to just be like, I just want to die. And then his mindset changed, like, I just need to survive. And then his mindset changed again, like, it's not about me anymore. So
Hmm.
I think that was pretty profound as well.
Yeah. Turn on my notifications.
Would you like to take the stand again?
I'm also exhausted, which makes it even harder for me to think of what I'm gonna say.
Are
I
you
mean,
tired just like Pug? Might I recommend you our friends at Dubby? Because if you use our code CAP21, you'll get 10% off of your order. This is an energy company, by the way. Did I say that? He's going to wake up after he drinks one of these bad boys.
I'm
Anyways,
gonna be up
continue.
all night. So, did he have a brother in the movie? I
I
think
don't think
that's
it's his
what they
blood brother. I think it was like his brethren, like his people.
his people.
Yeah, whatever
I
group he
thought that
grew
was
up
like,
with. I don't think it was his blood brother. I think it was just like compatriots.
hmm. You also notice like throughout the movie that the there's leaks in the iron lung, and
Yeah.
that kind of hints that things are starting to look bad
Yeah, and
even
it
in the start.
it there that is a reflection of the game as well, where at random points in the game you'll just see this exhaust burst out, and it starts at very early in the game, and then once you reach the end of the game, the sip it starts to flood. um,
Hmm.
in the movie, that shit starts dripping right away, and they're like, is you notice any leaks? No,
No,
no. No, no. I don't think so.
no, no link here.
And that's the
And then
downfall. And I
like
think I think that was really cool, sort of foreshadowing too, because that shit was starting like frame one, and he didn't say shit. If he would have said something, he would have gotten out, probably.
I don't feel like they would have gotten him out regardless. It would have been like, we're just gonna patch this up real quick and send you back
That
down to
requires them
the
to go
depths.
inside the ship.
Mm, yeah, but I feel like they'd still find a way just to send him down there because he's one of many that they've sent down there to find some kind of
Yeah,
hope.
yeah,
But it's crazy how everything just starts to fall apart, and then I forgot what the glass on the fucking window started to crack, and then it splattered all over his face.
that was funny.
And that should have been like a clear sign. Get the fuck back up to the surface.
Yeah, but that
But even
was
then, I don't even think he'd be able to.
yeah. There, so I think it's true in the game as well. That part that you're referencing is right after he sees the eye of the monster, and in the game you see the eye of it as well. And I think the thing cracks in the game too. I think, but there it's basically there's a part in the game where you go deeper in and you're actually in a under blood I was gonna say underwater, but it's not underwater, under cave. And in the movie that's the reason why he can't surface, is because he's in a fucking cave and he can't actually communicate with people until he finds his way back out. And then she's like, you need to get back in there, and he's like, fuck no. So
Fuck no, I ain't getting back in there.
so, because that's where the monster is really at. Like, you start, I think it probably swims to, like, taunt you a little bit, but, like, the monster is really dwelling in the cave, which you don't really see it in the game, but I think it's kind of implied, both in the movie and in the game, that you're kind of under something, you know?
Hmm.
Which is why I'm not sure if, like, the monster hits the iron lung or if, like, the pressure is just so, tight that it starts cracking the window. Um,
Yeah, because he goes deeper throughout, like the movie. Like
yeah.
the gauge keeps on going down and down, and I feel like the pressure is just building up around the iron lung, and then eventually starts cracking it and breaking it.
Yeah. Now, another question that I had, and that some of my friends were talking about after we watched the movie, was like, what was a hallucination and what wasn't? I think there was a point that was a very clear hallucination, right? Where, which is a reference to the end of the game, ironically, where there's a point where uh, he's talking to somebody and he realizes that there's no connection to the speaker box, so he couldn't possibly be talking to anybody. And then he goes in this like fucking trippy state. Um, like the iron lung gets destroyed around him, and then he wakes up in a weird like area, which is that part is not in the game, but like the light that he discovers is in the game, which I think they call the anomaly. Um, and then the scene where the
Hmm.
monster basically attacks you through the sub, which is a very cool way of representing the actual ending of the game, because it was kind of surreal in a way. But that part was like very clearly like an illusion, right? Whereas there was other parts in the movie where it was like, what exactly like was actually happening and what wasn't, and the things that that I was curious about was because he wasn't like losing oxygen at this point. It was very early in the movie. He turns around and he sees somebody else in the ship. How the fuck, like, how was he
Yeah,
hallucinating when
that was
he was full oxygen? He was good, and he was seeing someone back there, and that's when he noticed the paper, which is also in the game, and he starts figuring out what the fuck's going on, and it was because of that prompting to whatever that thing was, and it shows up twice, I think, but it's implied that it's walking around the ship at multiple points where you see like the light goes off and you see movement, right? It's implied that it's there the whole time. So was that an illusion? I don't know. Where, and then if that's not an illusion, where the fuck did he go? Where's he hiding? And who is
yeah.
that? Because that's not in the game either. So,
Maybe he was fucking with the ship the whole time. Maybe it was an illusion, but I feel like it could possibly be just an illusion that he was having. I don't
now
remember what.
the
Hmm.
other question is the illusion coming from the anomaly or the monster? And how sentient is the monster? Because at the end of the movie he was talking to somebody, which was an illusion, I guess. But was that the monster talking to him? Because that doesn't make any sense.
The what's her name? I don't even know the name of the characters
Well,
besides Simon.
there was the Her name is Ava. There was
Ava.
the captain lady he was talking to, but there was a voice in his head that he was talking to as well, which was like right
I
at the
think.
end,
Hmm,
and during the illusion sequence.
I feel like that was also an illusion.
No, I know it was an illusion, but who the fuck was it? The monster? The monster was talking to him? Like, hello?
I feel like the monster might have remembered the whoever who was talking to Mark and his illusions. I feel like the monster might have copied their voice or something in that
Mm.
type of way,
So the
and then
monster's the
just fuck
monster
with his mind.
is sentient then.
Yes,
Okay.
That's what I think might have happened in that scenario. Is that they copied the voice of whoever was down there before and just used
And
their voice to fuck with Mark
what was it?
or
SMH or
Simon.
something like that.
SMA, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the only way I can think of how that would possibly make sense, other than it not actually being an illusion and that person's still alive, but I don't feel like that's what happened.
Yeah. What's also interesting too is that it's one of those movies that you would think like you leave the theater like theory crafting or just thinking about what you just watched, but like it didn't really have that impact for me. Like I'm doing it now because we're picking through it, but like usually like when a movie is like really good for me or really profound, I walk out the theater like really thinking about it, but and it just didn't do that for me. Did it do that for you?
Kinda, a little bit. I was thinking about it while we were driving back to get something to eat. We're like discussing it a little bit in the car, but after that, that was pretty much it. And then I talked to you about it a little bit afterwards,
Yeah,
but it
so
didn't really like leave me scratching my head like, how does this make sense?
yeah. And so usually signs of good movies do that, but I think that's largely because of the what's the word? The not like it's not like for how surprising and how much numbers that this movie got, which kudos to him because that's a great he was super successful with it. But it's just not really an accessible movie for a lot of people. And especially for someone like me that had zero context and I wanted to go in with zero context, it makes it very hard for the average moviegoer to just be like on board with it. And I feel like he knew that as well going into it, that obviously the Markiplier fans are going to watch it, maybe the horror fans, but like not really too much the casual moviegoers. And so I wonder how that sort of played an effect with people leaving the theater. Um, I don't know, just a thought that I want to throw out there.
Hmm.
Anything else?
Feel like,
Go ahead.
hmm, nah. I was about to say something dumb.
Go ahead, just say it.
Like, why would you leave the theater if you know that Markiplier is going to be in the fucking movie? Like, what the fuck is Mark? Get out of here.
Yeah. Anything else?
Um, you know about how Hollywood took him off the charts?
Yeah. He was number one all weekend, I'm pretty sure.
They were pissed. They were
Yeah.
pissed about that shit.
Yeah, they're
They're
like,
like,
Indy,
how the
you can
fuck
be
does us
Indy.
self financed
A
and you're making
YouTuber.
big numbers?
Ooh, a YouTuber.
You're not a fucking film director. You're not a fucking real actor. Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
it's me, Mr.
Bring
Sam
in
Raimi.
send help. Bring in send help. That's by yeah.
Sam
What's his
Raimi.
name? Bring in that. That's a real director right there. Been
Yeah.
making movies for decades.
I mean, yeah, I mean, extreme kudos to him because it was self-financed. He directed in it. He acted in it, and like it was all him, and it was the final product, at least from an artistic standpoint. Again, as a movie, it's very hard to sell because it's just based on a game that doesn't really have much going for it. So everything else cinematically, you know, like and just as a move as an artistic movie, like it was fantastic and extremely well done for how little the budget was and how much work one little guy had to do, and it was just absolutely incredible. It was an amazing feat.
Yeah, those 2 years were well worth it, in my opinion.
Now
And
we
the
got to
thing is
see the
that
movie of what is it called, the Lixian game, uh Iron something. You know what I'm talking about?
uh, no,
Sinking Iron. That's what it's called.
sinking iron.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make a movie about sinking iron.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go watch
No,
that
we're
once
not.
that
We're
comes
not.
out.
No, he's not actually
Yeah,
making
we.
it.
What? No way.
He would make a movie about no. He would make a movie about Lixian and how about how Portuguese he is.
He says in his latest stream that he's gonna continue to make films. Like this is not
Mm.
the end of his filmmaking.
Yeah, I think he. I'm excited to see what he takes from filming and puts it into regular videos because he also said there like how much that he's learned from making the films, like he wants to apply that to regular videos because the reason why he wanted to make films in the first place is because he felt like he could do everything that he could do, and that making regular videos was like stagnant at a certain point, like there's only so much that you can do with them, so he wanted to just broaden his talent.
I feel like he's really done that, and he's definitely going to be making way better content in the near future,
Yeah,
or currently too, because he's making new videos, but currently he's like uploading videos that he's recorded beforehand.
yeah. I
So
honestly like I really like that movie a lot, but I think I like Edge of Sleep so much better. And I really hope that he's able to
I
get a season two because Amazon Prime like fucking they fucked that shit up. So I really hope he's able to make a season two of that because that was actually really good.
I still need to finish it. I still haven't watched it.
Speaking of edging sleep. Anyways, is that about it?
Oh, did we talk about how Jack's in the movie
Yeah,
that I
apparently
didn't fucking know? I didn't know he
Jacksepticeye
was in the
was in
movie.
Iron Lung and he's the guy that gets blown up.
That shit, I literally rewatched it. I still didn't fucking see him. I'm like, that's no fucking way. That's fucking Jack.
where where is he at?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm watching it. Oh, he's not the guy that got blown up. He's the guy that got x-rayed. Oh my
Wait,
god, I see it. He's the guy that got x-rayed. Look at Oh my god. It's so obvious.
let me see.
I just sent it to you.
Oh my god, that is Jack.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I
I
was
can't believe.
thinking when they
Bro, he
said
speaks. Bro.
he speaks. I didn't hear his voice at all.
Oh my god. I should have picked that shit up whenever I fucking first heard that shit.
That's crazy.
The fucking Irish ass accent.
Yeah. All right. So
I should have been like
what do you rate this movie out of 10?
10 out of 10. Would buy again. Markiplier is the best film actor, best director, best YouTuber, best video game player. He's just the best.
Well, unfortunately, he's not Chugga Conroy, so he can't be the best YouTuber.
You're joking, right?
Realistically speaking, I would definitely give this movie like a 7 out of 10. Again, great cinematography, great from an artistic perspective, but from an actual movie perspective, that's not his fault, unfortunately, because there wasn't a whole lot to go off of with the game, but I digress. Anything
I
else
mean,
you
he did what he could with what he had. So,
okay, yeah. You did the best
if there was
thing.
more to the plot, than just a single place in the movie, then he probably could have done a better job of with whatever he was making.
And I'm sure the reason why he did that is because he's a masochist and he's like, oh, this is going to be challenging for me. Oh. So.
You know, he's got to have that challenge. He's got to have that
I'm
challenge to lead him into the hospital. He's been in the hospital for like 3 times while making the movie because he's fucking working into it. You see the fucking picture of him with the fucking red eyes? Is like,
I've not seen that.
You've never seen that?
No.
Oh my God.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Patreon. This video is going to be coming out Monday over on Patreon and Wednesday on YouTube. So if you're a subscriber on Patreon, you'll get access to these videos a little bit earlier. Of course, check out our friends over at Dubby. Using our code CAP21, you'll get access to 10% off of your order. And yeah, I hope you guys did. And thank you, Pug, for joining me once again. And we'll see you guys in a few weeks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.